Hello, my name is Chloe and I'm very happy to say that 2 of my pieces have been accepted by RABBLE Review. So today I'm going to be doing a reading of one of those pieces. So one of the 2 is Fresh Meat, which is a short story. The one I'm going to be reading though is actually a poem called Wealth Inequality is When You Live in Someone Else's Walls. And I wrote this based on something I saw on Twitter about a woman telling a story of how she found out that somebody had actually been living under her house, and the reason they found out is because they went to do some maintenance on the house and found an old mattress and also some like empty cans and a box with a single match in, and all of the replies were about, you know, feeling understandably, you know, like sorry for her and, you know, is she okay, is she safe, which is obviously a very understandable reaction. But I was also surprised that there was no one saying anything in terms of whoever this houseless person was who'd had to be sleeping in somebody else's house. There was absolutely no empathy for that person. If anything, there was a lot of demonising towards the fact that, you know, how dare they, you know, move into someone else's, you know, the underbit of someone's house, you know, and how like rude and awful that was, instead of showing any empathy. So with that explanation out of the way, I will go on and I will read the poem. Wealth inequality is when you live in someone else's walls. Open hatch to the bowels of my house. Hidden, sleeping bag, some bottles, tin cans and a match. The last one in the box. Under my bed, they made theirs. Cold crawl space, cobwebbed. But my friends said I should confront them. My family want me to call the police. My friends, my family, my house. My candle, my radiator and fire flicker. Me, me, me. My, mine, mine. Am I the victim? Just a month, maybe 2, no sign, no sound. Just the open hatch. Snitch. They could be a killer, said my neighbour. Maybe, but so could I. Unlikely, replied my neighbour. They don't have many mice. They only have one match. So that was Wealth Inequality is Living in Someone Else's Walls. My insight for both of the pieces that I've submitted to RABBLE Review, the inspiration was how labels such as homeless, houseless, migrants, immigrants work to other us from the most vulnerable people in society. It's the most vulnerable people that often get these labels given to them as a way to dehumanise them in many ways, when actually the truth is that, you know, they are just people like us who have their own thoughts, feelings, ambitions, goals, pasts, traumas, everything, and actually have the potential, once you get to know them and get past the label, to become, you know, a friend, a lover, a family. But often when you see discourse about these kind of, you know, labelled people, it's always very negative. They're described as like this bad, evil thing that's coming to get you. And I just wanted to create some pieces that sort of showed that actually, you know, they're just people, they're just humans like us, and it's important to have empathy when you're going into looking at situations about whether it is homelessness, whether it is migrants, whether it's crime, really thinking about, okay, but who is this person? What is their history? What is their backstory? Because at the end of the day, they're people like us, and yeah, just encourage more empathy amongst the reader and those who read my work. But thank you very much for featuring my work, and if you want to see more of it, stuff I do, you can find me on Twitter. My handle is at ChloeFrost1995. I'm also on TikTok at cf.writer. Thanks very much, and I look forward to reading RABBLE Review and the other pieces that have been submitted. Bye!